Hey, my name is Jobby, and today we're taking a look at the High Grade Anksha. And for those of you who don't know, this is from a series called Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, which in my opinion is one of the best series in the Gundam franchise. To understand its story, you have to have previous knowledge of the original Mobile Suit Gundam series, which I will not cover because it's 50 episodes long and I got a bunch of logic to do. Check Wikipedia or something. There's a whole army of Ankshas, and they exist just to get their asses kicked by the main character. Sound familiar? Despite that, I thought it looked cool enough to spend a month painting and building it. Yes, this is a model kit, which means it comes disassembled, and I had to paint and build it myself. And I think my paint job complements the design of the figure pretty well. I really like these rounded shapes combined with these angular shapes. It's strange, but cool looking. It's all Little Green Riding Hood over here, and then it's suddenly, whoa! Someone's excited. And I've never seen a robot with this head shape before. It's weird! That's pretty much what I think about this design. It's weird. And hopefully my paint job kind of brings this outlandish design down to earth a little bit. I wanted to contrast the somewhat goofy design with realistic weathering and damage. And for the most part, I think I succeeded. My paint job mostly consists of black and silver dry brushing, giving it this dirty, scratched up look. I may have overdone it in some places, like the back of the neck and the arm, but I guess if you look at the whole figure, it doesn't look too bad. Though an actual machine with this much damage would probably explode in one more hit. And the thing I'm really proud of is the lack of stickers. Because this is a high-grade model kit, as opposed to a master-grade model kit, there are fewer parts that make up the figure. This means that on a high-grade kit, there are many areas that are left uncolored, unlike on a master-grade kit, where almost every part with a different color is its own piece. To compensate for their lack of color, high-grade kits usually come with a sheet of stickers to make those details stand out. But stickers fucking suck. Who needs them when you can paint the damn thing? And not to stroke my own ego here, but I actually think my paint job turned out pretty seamless. Although I did mess up on the crotch area. However, the good thing about painting a battle damage look is that any mistake you make can be written off as battle damage. I'm such a hack. Another thing that turned out well is the metallic parts. Initially, these parts were a flat gray, but I wanted it to look like bare metal. And honestly, I don't even know how I managed to paint these tiny face guns. I used masking tape to isolate these things and spray painted them with metallic gray paint. Whether it be good luck or magic, somehow it didn't end up a mess. I should have just hand brushed them though. Would have saved me some tape. As for accessories, you get these parts, which don't do anything? Not for now, anyway. You also get these really long beam sabers. I'm starting to sense a theme here. You simply slide them into his hands and there you go. If these holes in his fist bother you for some reason, you can switch them out for a pair of tightly closed fists. I barely use these hands though. And these shields really get in the way when you pose them with the sabers. Luckily, you can pop them off. And you can see some more metallic detail and dry brushing in here. I really wanted to paint every inch of this figure, except the included stand. I mean, come on, can you really blame me for getting lazy after painting the whole figure? Yes, you can. I'm such a hack. So anyway, you plug the stand to his little dingle hole, and bada boom, you got some aerial poses. You also get this angled connector, but it's pretty much useless. You can extend it using this piece, but that doesn't help much. Even if you pose them in a certain way, yeah, fuck it. And speaking of posability, let's get into that. The head is on a ball joint. Got that chicken action going on. The shoulders can move forward and back, move in and out, and these shoulder pads can swing out of the way. Swivel here. Ah, fuck! Yeah, if you ever break this peg, a bit of super glue will help, but not for long. Double jointed elbow, and a ball joint at the wrist. Waist swivel, and on his back, some up and down movement on his thrusters. But that comes more into play in the transformation. Oh shit, spoiler! Front skirts can move up, limited ball joint at the hips, and ball joints at these hip guards. Double jointed knee, and a very limited ball joint at the ankle. What kind of pathetic pivot is that? If you had more range in the ankles, and maybe a ball jointed waist, the figure would be much more fun to pose. On a positive note, this guy is pretty big for a high-grade kit. Here he is next to a Dinobot, Figma Hamura Akemi, SH Monster Arts Godzilla, the high-grade Gundam Arios, which I might cover in the future, and the master-grade Zaku. Overall, I like this robot, and I like the paint job I gave it. But there are some design choices that just confuse me. I mean, why does he have a schlong and the weird rounded head and the... Oh, of course. Oh yeah, this thing can transform into a UFO type thing. The transformation is not too complicated, but skip to this time code if you want to skip it anyway. Honestly, you're not missing much if you do. First, remove the shields. Then you remove the waist. You remove the fists and put them in a Ziploc or something because they don't do anything in vehicle mode. Split the chest, extend them out, and remove this cockpit piece. Also put that off to the side because you won't be needing it. You see the problem here? Now you take this extra piece, which exists only for this part, and plug it in here. And you plug this piece, which only exists. Plug it into the stand, turn the figure around, flip up these thrusters, and unpeg the backpack. Flip out these things, swing this whole section down, and flip this tab down. Flip out these fins. Now, turn these arms around and tab these parts into these pegs. Flip these shoulder pads down and line them up. Extend the head forward. Extend these parts. It's harder than it sounds. And turn his head to the left and close up the circle. I gotta admit, there's some really good engineering here, and it's really satisfying to close everything up. Unfortunately, this is the only moment of actual transformation on the figure. And then there's the legs. Flip his dong down, flip up the skirt, flip up the knees, and bend his legs backward. Flip out these fins, close the toes, and that's it for the legs. And connect it into the chest hole. Straighten everything out, and you're practically done. You just gotta add the shields. Slide these pegs down, plug them into these holes, and plug the whole figure onto the stand. And this mode looks awesome! I'm digging the retro future look. If George Jetson wanted to commit mass murder, this is what he would be driving. And I like the contrast between the hard-edged, battle-damaged paint job with the cutesy rounded sculpt. The legs are just kinda there though. I wouldn't mind them as much if they snapped into place somehow, but they don't. So you get these handles and this, butt plug that you could put on the back of the figure. And now the Anksha is ready to take any passengers. I don't have any compatible Gundam kits. This will do for now. And of course, you're left with a bunch of extra parts. Don't lose them, or else the robot mode will be useless. I wish the designers could have found a way to integrate all these extra parts into the vehicle mode, so we don't have to keep track of all these extra bits. Damn it, Hajime Katoki, I trusted you! Size comparison part 2. Dinobot, Amura, Godzilla, Arios, and the Z. So overall, this kit is pretty cool. I enjoyed the weird but intimidating robot mode design, the quirkiness of the vehicle mode, and the transformation of the top half of the figure is really fun. However, it's lacking in posability, and the leftover parts from the transformation is annoying. And as much as the transformation bothers me, I can't deny this flying donut of doom. So I gotta say thank you guys for over 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for supporting a grown adult that plays with toys on camera. Why do you watch me again? So if you like this video, give me a like and a comment. And don't forget to subscribe for more toy reviews. And if you want to see my other stuff, click these annotations or check the description for links. And follow me on Facebook and Google Plus for updates on the figures I review. I'll see you next time. So for those of you wondering, where the hell is my Apollyon review? Well...
Iron birds of fortune are pricked above the sky.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to work with at this point. Damn it, ToySource, talk to me, please!